Business is a part of life. Original Barramong along with the two bad, wicked youths of rap. God mercy, whoa.
What's the business? Talk paper when I'm riding by. They know it's Drizzle, he the truth off the east side. I know who ain't got my money because they ducking high. I grind for me and mines, I got the green light. I got to get it how I live it, that means front line. I got the zips, I got that soft, I got that hard white. I got that green.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, dog?
Not so much. I thought the other guy was talking. Did he cut out or something?
He cut out. I told him to come out and come back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'll keep this pertinent on today's topic of Catholicism, although it does bleed into the subject of Islam as well. I just wanted to point out that per Catholic politics, the foundation of the country of Lebanon was also kind of sus, as the kids would say. The Catholics refused to take lands that had a large Orthodox population in Syria. Instead, they took Muslim lands, and that all fomented into the various civil wars and kind of the failed state that it is today. I just thought I'd mention that because a lot of people don't know the politics of the Eastern Catholics, which, you to be fair, you've covered the Uniates and other things quite a lot.
Well, we've covered the theological issues, but we haven't really covered much of the geopolitical history of Uniates. So this is a gap area that you could speak to. Yeah,
just to clarify a little more, so the largest Christian sect in Lebanon are the Maronites. They're Syriac Eastern Catholics, and they've always been very tribal. Like I've had books written in the late 1800s where they're declaring holy war and they want to eradicate everybody around them. But then you have the Catholic Church out of Rome come on and say, actually, the Muslims worship the same God. Meanwhile, you guys are basically trying to bulldoze everybody in your path. So I just found it very interesting. That plus there's been a lot of Jesuit activity in Lebanon from the 1800s onwards. So just kind of the foundation of that country. A bit of background noise here. Sorry about that.
It's all right. Yeah, I want to remind everybody, too, that Jeem just had a great debate with a well-known pagan atheist, whatever he is. So everybody should go to Jeem's channel and check out that debate. What's your channel called? Jeem Apologetics or just Jeem?
Yeah, just at Jeem Apologetics. Thank you for that. Yeah, actually, it's interesting because during the debate, Adam kept saying, oh, your master, Jay Dyer, doesn't want to talk to me. I've schooled him too much.
How does he school me if we haven't ever interacted? That's interesting.
He just claims that he eats Ortho Bros for breakfast. That's his claim.
Well, yes, I guess we have to submit to the Viking lords. Viking lord. I mean, even though they don't even know like the first like basics of what a fallacy is, I guess we'll just submit to the Viking lord. Now, one thing I wanted to mention too is also there's a lot of good resources on the history of the Uniates, and if you want, for those in the audience, a Roman Catholic admission, there is the book by Francis Dvornik, The Phocian Schism, which is great because this is what led the modern Vatican to this and other books, to basically say that all these Orthodox Church fathers that we considered heterodox for so long, now they're cool. They can be saints now. This is another book, Yves Congar's book, After 900 Years, that you see here. This is another one of these texts with a lot of admissions. So people who are interested in that should check that out, because I think if you really dig into it, Eastern Catholicism is one of the strongest arguments against Roman Catholicism. I think go ahead.
I was just going to point out, in addition to the Orthodox, they like graft in these Nestorian and Jacobite and all these people who essentially, if they were at a table, they'd be trying to kill each other, but somehow they make sense in the entire Roman Catholic system. How does that make sense?
I remember what I was going to say. When we went on our pilgrimage to Orthodox Italy, we went to San Maria Maggiore, which is where Mary's house is housed at this giant cathedral. And the cathedral, it's massive cathedral. It has like different sections related to different Catholic nations. And one of the funniest things that we noticed was that a couple of the side altars that are dedicated to these different nations, I think the Polish one, like a gigantic portion of all the murals that were painted in the Polish section were about like old school Polish battles with Muslims. And we were all laughing because, I mean, did they not read Nostra Aetate and realize that we're all just worshiping the same God? There's no need to have giant battles or crusades.
Yeah, I was going to mention one last thing real quick. Is I was just going to say, it's interesting how, like in the 1800s and stuff, like I said, the Maronites were, I mean, I don't even want to say the words on here, but they were like, let's just erase everybody around us.
Really?
When the Jesuits show up, and now into the modern age, you have some, I don't even know if they're considered heretical, Maronite priests who are reciting part of the Quran at their churches once in a while, just for the sake of ecumenism. And
Whoa.
it's like, well, 100 years ago, you guys are trying to eradicate everybody around you. How does that?
Wow. That's crazy. No, I didn't know that. I'm not surprised, though.
Yeah. I'll hop off for now. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jim, and everybody should check out Jim channel, Jim Apologetics. Appreciate that. Now, keep in mind, too, this reminds me of, he mentioned the Jesuits in Lebanon. There's also a pretty long-standing CIA presence in Lebanon, and I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't also connected to the Jesuit presence there, too. I want to say Bob Baer mentioned a lot of CIA operations in his book.